Good morning, Ohio. It's James Lewis of the Grueling Truth Radio Network here with Killer Bee Brain Blair, president of the CAC, the Cauliflower Alley Club. Brian, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, it's awesome to be on your show, James. You know, I love the Grueling Truth Radio Show. This is my second time on your show, and it was overwhelming the first time. The response I got, I mean, the hive came alive, and people were buzzing, so this should be no different. So I'm very excited to be on the show, James.
So when's the big event?
The big event for the Cauliflower Alley Club is right around the corner, James. It is April 29th to May 1st at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. And let me tell you, this is one of the greatest events that I have ever been to, not just because I'm the president and CEO of the organization. I became that because the first time I went to the CAC, I got hooked. It was just so much fun, you know, seeing all my peers and meeting so many new friends, and everybody at the CAC, they're just like family. Everybody's so wonderful, and all the information about this coming event is at the caulifloweralleyclub.org website, and it's cauliflower like the vegetable, or cauliflower like the ear. Alley, A-L-L-E-Y, Club, caulifloweralleyclub.org. Check it out. We have some great honorees, and it's going to be just an awesome, awesome event.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's a who's who of some of the greatest wrestlers. I mean, you got Mark Henry going in, Dory Funk Jr., Haku and Barbarian. I mean, all kinds of great ones. Andrew Anderson. Yeah. I mean, Cody Hawk. You can't go wrong with this lineup.
Nick Kozak, Bambi, and you know, historians are so important to our industry. I mean, we have got to have good historians, and historians are voted by past historians that have been inducted, and you know, so it's strictly voted on by other historians. It's just like our members vote for who they want to be the honorees. I mean, it's such a shoot. It's not like a couple people are picking you. It's like a whole lot of people are picking you, which means you've done something to impress some people to be honored by the CAC. For example, Jack Briscoe, if you read his eulogy, the eulogy that was used in almost every newspaper in the country, every place that you read about Jack, mentioned 4 awards that Jack received, 4 major awards that he received during his lifetime. The number 1 award was the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and the number 2 award was the NCAA Division I College Wrestling Championship. The second one was being awarded the Lou Fez Award winner at the Cauliflower Alley Club, or the third one, and the fourth one was winning the men's wrestling honoree at the Cauliflower Alley Club. So you can see the significance of being inducted by the CAC.
Exactly. I mean, it is one of the highest honors in professional wrestling. But I want to hear about this weekend. I want to hear about all the fun things that people can get involved with if you're a member.
We have so many things going on, James. I mean, we have some tremendous seminars. As a matter of fact, we have seminars. A gentleman, Ron Hutchison. Our staff is all volunteer, and you know, being the president and CEO, it's sometimes difficult to, you know, get an all volunteer staff to kind of all pedal in the right direction and all, you know, head in the right direction and be on the same page. But this staff that we have now is so great, and they're so fun to be around. And you know, everybody that's on the staff, they not only do they do this at no compensation whatsoever, we all pay our own. For example, a reunion ticket for the entire reunion is $125, but we pay that. We pay for our hotel. We pay for our food, for, you know, anything we do. There's nothing free for us. It's just work. But it's a labor of love, because we know that all of the money goes to help folks from the wrestling industry that have fallen on difficult financial times. But some of the seminars that we had, that I was just saying, they're all included in the one reunion ticket price of $125. We also have room rates that are only $43. Those have to be booked by April 25th. So when you hear this, make sure you go book your room at the Cauliflower Alley Club. Go online at caulifloweralleyclub.org, and it directs you right to the Gold Coast Hotel and to our booking site, so you can get the rate $43. And like I said, you get one reunion ticket for $125. That includes all the seminars that I'm about to tell you about. It also includes both honoree nights with fabulous meals. Both of them are tremendous meals. It's all included, and to the nostalgia room, to we have bowling tournaments, we have cribbage tournaments. Those I think are $10 or $15 to get into the tournaments, where you actually compete for a plaque. And but the seminars are free as well. The first seminar on Tuesday, April 30th, is Depression and Mental Health by, most people know, Dan Murphy and Dr. David Reese. That should be interesting. We know that professional wrestling has had a lot of that. We have another one at 12 p.m. on Tuesday, April 30th and it's called Character Development by Brian Heffron of the Blue Meanie, Joe Gertner, and A.J. Kirsch. And at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, one that'll sure to be a sellout as well is Don't Call Me Fake, which is live with Dr. D. David Schultz, and it's hosted by Jim Valley of CAC Radio. Wednesday, we have one called CAC Territory Talk, AWA Memories, with Mick Karch, Carol Castle, Frankie DeFalco, and Ed Hellier. And that should be a lot of fun if you're an AWA fan. Even if you're not, it should be a lot of fun. And at 1 o'clock, there's another tremendous one, Dory Funk Jr., a champion's champion, which will also be co-hosted by Jim Valley. Now, there's no rumor, no promises, but I heard Terry Funk's going to be there, even at the loss recently of his lovely wife, Vicky. We all need to say our prayers to comfort Terry and pray that Vicky's in a better place. She was a wonderful partner of his since high school, and I know that's going to be very tough on Terry. But anyway, getting back to the seminars and to the CAC, it's like the who's who of wrestling. I mean, just the presenters. I mean, we have Dean Ambrose will be a presenter. The WWE has 3 tables there, and they fill them up filled with different wrestlers. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's always there, Sarge, Slaughter, so many people. I could go on and on, Pat Patterson. It's tremendous. And, in the nostalgia room, there's just so many collectibles and books and photos and things that people sell at a very reasonable rate. It'll be a lot of fun. And, the great thing about CAC is, I'm looking right now at a few of the people that were there last year, like Gene Okerlund, who passed away recently. That was very sad. Also, got my friend from the Canadian wrestling. His name just here. So many different people that you see, and all of a sudden you just never know. Nobody's promised tomorrow. They're here one day, maybe gone the next. But it's Alexis Smirnoff, who I was trying to think of. Alexis passed away recently as well, and it's just sad once again. But the great thing is everybody's happy when they're there. Everybody's kind, and it's going to be a tremendous event. And we have 2 nights of wrestling. April 28th and April 29th, put on by Vendetta Pro Wrestling. And those are free. Well, it's included in your reunion ticket as well. So you've got wrestling, you've got seminars, they have a strut contest. The Vendetta Pro Wrestling comes up with some crazy stuff. A couple of years ago, I saw this kid running down in between some casino tables, and he had his shirt off, and his chest was bleeding like crazy, and everybody was looking at him. I said, the guy that was with me, I said, what is that all about? He said, I don't know. And so we walked, and we found out it was a chop contest.
Oh!
So they had these young guys, see who could chop each other the hardest, and it's absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
But one thing that's really grown there that Vendetta Pro Wrestling does as well is the strut contest. So they do the old strut by what's his name from Tennessee? That's
Jeff Jarrett.
Not Jeff Harris. Yeah, but not Jeff. Even before him, one of his relatives.
Jerry
Jarrett. Yes, is who it was actually started from. And so you have all kind of people strutting, and then they have a little group of judges. Somebody wins the strut contest, but they had like 250 people just watching that last year. It's amazing how these little things that the members and other people come up with, and they just stick. And there's never a dull moment. Just in the hotel, there's either 12 or 14 restaurants. There's you just close to the Strip. There's so much to do in Vegas. I mean, it just never stops.
I mean, it just sounds like a phenomenal weekend. Now, with this, obviously you need the ticket to get in, but before that, do you have to be a member to buy a ticket, or is it just encouraged?
No, you have to be a member. Now a member can bring a guest.
Okay. So how does someone become a member?
So you can become a member of the Cauliflower Alley Club by going, again, to caulifloweralleyclub.org. And all you have to do is it's $25 for a year. That includes 4 copies of the award-winning newsletter, The Ear, that you will not find on the Internet. And if I turn around behind me in my awards room, I can see when they honored me. Let's see here. I got honored back in February of 2002. And, but I also, next to my, I also joined the Cauliflower Alley Club, the year after. And so in 2003, I have my lifetime membership certificate. I actually joined for a lifetime, which is $300. And, that's tax deductible. Half of it is, and comes with a lot of other stuff, like a 25th anniversary CAC program autographed by Lou Fez. Real autograph. I mean, he had autographed about 200 of those for our life members, and I think they've got like 15 left.
Oh, wow. That is phenomenal. And the nice thing is, like you said, it's only $300. So basically, for that, it's $25 a year normally. So 12 years gets you a lifetime.
Right, 12 years gets you a lifetime plus a lot of other stuff. And as I said, 50% of that is tax deductible.
Yeah,
and so it's a great deal.
Yeah, because that's one of the big things that, people, when you first think about this, you think of all the fun, you think of all the nostalgia, you think all the tradition of wrestling. But like you said, the best part about this is the fact that it gives back to the community, and the fact that it helps those wrestlers that you enjoyed all those many years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we have helped so many people, James. It's so many guys that you would never imagine. I mean, guys that make millions of dollars in the business, and unfortunately, either disease or a lot of disease, hospital bills, things like that, just break them. I mean, guys, we don't mention names unless they tell us that they would like us to promote the club, which Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff has done, Bobby the Brain Heenan has done, Kamala has done. You're helping some people that entertained you and it entertained me, it entertained all of us, and to do that is to me an honor.
Exactly. I mean, it's your way to give back to those who have given so much to, like you said, to entertain so many people over the years, and just unfortunately are going through tough times now, and they need that help, they need that assistance, they need, that ability to be able to rely on someone else so they can, accommodate their life.
Right, exactly, James, and it's. Well, again, it's an amazing. It's just fun all the way around. Just again, knowing that you're helping others, knowing that you're in a safe place, a great place with a lot of wonderful people. We don't allow people that are idiots there. I mean, we've had to throw out people a couple times on two different occasions. Just not for fighting or anything, but just for conduct that we just don't allow. If you're not going to be a nice person, please don't come, because everybody's there to have a good time, and we don't need people getting drunk. Or, if you want to get drunk and be nice, fine, go up to your room, sleep it off, fine, just don't, be a butt to somebody. Everybody needs to be nice, and we're all nice, and we expect that to be contagious, and for everybody to have a good time, and that's exactly what happens there. I promise you will have a good time, a great time.
So tell us a little bit about some of these awards. What is, the meaning behind some of them? Obviously, the Woman Wrestler Award, kind of narrows it down there. But like the Lou Thez, obviously that's a much higher award, I would assume.
Yeah, well, the Lou Thez Award and the Iron Mike Award are our two top awards. They're all important from the very beginning to the very end. They're all important, but those two awards are especially important because of Mike Mazurki started the club 65 years ago. Not 65 years ago, I'm sorry, 54 years ago, and in 1965. And so he, not only was he a famous wrestler, he was also an actor, played in many, many movies, most notably with John Wayne, co-starred in movies with John Wayne. He was just the kind of guy that he'd bring the boys, they'd all meet in L.A., I forget the name of the club they met at, but then he would get together packs, envelopes with money in them, because he would care he really cared about the boys, Mike Mazurki, and he then would send some of the other boys to deliver these envelopes, and so that's how it started, and we've just carried it on. Rather than an envelope, we send them a check, instead. Or we do a lot of Carl Lauer, who ran the club as the CEO for 27 years, wasn't the president, but he was the CEO, so he had to do all the harder stuff. He is now our benevolent chairman, and, he checks everything out to make sure everything's legitimate so that we don't give away money that for a cause that wasn't stated.
Exactly. And then, just like you said, just a great honorees this year, just like every year. It's just the place to be. Before we let you go, last time you were able to tell us a road trip with you, Andre, and Dusty. Any chance we could get you to tell another story?
Surely, absolutely. Let me see if I can embarrass myself here. I've got one I haven't told. I'm going to put it in a book, but I'll give you a little. So, since you've been so nice about the CAC, I'm going to embarrass myself here. When I grew up, I always wanted to be a wrestler. Well, I can't say always. When I was a kid, I used to pray to be Superman, until this kid made me realize that Superman lived on television and wore red cape and blue tights, spandex, and could leapfrog a tall building and outrun a locomotive. But and he was a fictitious character on television. And anyway, that's what Billy Kempinski, when I was 12 years old, after the pastor told me that I could be what I wanted to be or do what I wanted to do. Everything was in the power of prayer. And naturally, I prayed, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted, whether I wanted a Corvette, and blue Corvette, red Corvette. I realized I didn't have a driver's license, so I didn't pray for that. Then I thought, well, maybe $1 million. And I thought, well, if they catch me with $1 million, they might take it away from me. And then I thought, well, if I was Superman, they couldn't take anything away from me, and I could help all the good guys against the bad guys. So, I guess my days of wrestling kind of maybe the thought started there. So when I prayed that prayer for about probably a year, and I'd jump off my bed with my, you got to figure a guy 10 and a half years old, looking in the mirror, my muscles weren't growing too much, bang my head in the wall, it still hurt, put a sheet around my neck and jump from one bed to the other and fall halfway in between. It just wasn't flying. But lo and behold, I shared this stream with a guy named Billy Kempinski, and he said, "Oh man, you can't be Superman. He has a cape, and does all the things that I just said." And I got to tell you, you got to be careful what you pray for, because maybe I didn't have the red cape, the blue tights, the S on my chest, but I had a pair of Killer Bee tights. I had lots of different tights, as a matter of fact. I could leapfrog a man with a single bound. I could run the ropes like a speeding bullet. I had a 300-pound man jump on top of me and live to talk to you about it today. So, lived on television, so just be careful what you pray for, because it might come true. Exactly. So anyway, my dream then did come true. I became a professional wrestler, and wrestling in Florida, your big towns here are like you always want to wrestle in. We used to always want to wrestle in the St. Pete Bayfront Center, because we knew that was our number one venue at the time, and it was a big deal wrestling there. And it was a big deal to wrestle in Tampa as well, or Miami. But anyway, I was finally going to Georgia. My big dream was to go to wrestle in the Omni. Everybody heard, to wrestle in the Omni at that time, that was like the king building of the South, the king venue of the South. So finally, it's my debut in the Omni, and I am so excited. And who am I wrestling? Lo and behold, it's Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Well, I get so excited. I guess I was so excited. Don't really know exactly what happened, but I head to the ring. It's sold out. Totally sold out. I got a pair of baby blue trunks on. I'm total baby-faced out, just ready to roll. Mr. Wonderful comes out, and he's the heel that he is, and in the ring, and so. On the way there, I feel this. My stomach is really acting up. I'm getting a stomach ache, and all of a sudden, I get in the ring with Paul, and I said, "Paul, listen, I don't know how long I can work, man. My stomach's killing me. I don't know what it is. Just take it easy, okay?" He said, "Sure." And so anyway, the referee rings the bell, and first thing he does is he kicks me in the stomach really hard, and he picks me up and he slams me. And if he did, man, I pooped my pants so bad. It just shot out. I'm in these baby blue pants, and I'm going, "Oh my God!" I said, "Orndorff, hurry up, pin me, man. I just pooped my pants." He said, "I pooped my trunks." He said, "No way." He starts laughing. He goes, "Ah." So he picks me up and he slams me again. And I got just I'm calling him names and all that. I said, "Please, please, please." Because I didn't I just wanted to get out of there. I had never been so embarrassed. Here I am. I'm in the biggest venue that I've dreamed about since leaving Florida in my second year of the business, or so, third year of the business. So anyway, he finally pins me, and the people in the first row start going, look, I hear him saying this to me, he crapped his pants, and all of a sudden, the crowd get out, Paul starts pointing at me and holding his nose, and, just really embarrassing me, and what happens is the crowd starts breaking out, and he, S-H-I-T his pants, the whole Omni starts, he shit his pants, and talk about embarrassing. Oh my gosh. That was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. And So I've always learned if you can talk about the bad things that happen to you, then it's always more fun to talk about the good things. But it was an embarrassing moment in my life, and you heard it first on the Grueling Truth radio network with my good friend James, and please don't spread that story.
I won't. The good news is you are not my first guest that happened to. I had an MMA fighter on a couple months back, Justine Kitch, and she was in a match about a year or so ago, and the young lady was choking her out, and she wouldn't give up. She just refused to give, but she gave out, as you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. It happens,
It happens. It's a biological thing. It happens.
The bad thing is that when you got a pair of baby blue tights on with no undertrunks, because I never wear undertrunks because I had the double trunks from Carl and Hildegard. So it was brutal. It was brutal, but anyway, I'll be picking up Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, to wrestle. I'll be in Atlanta. Paul will be signing autographs. I'll be wrestling in actually Griffin, Georgia, this Saturday. I don't think you have the show up by then. But then the 13th, I will be in New Jersey for the Loud and Proud event in northern New Jersey, there by the Meadowlands. So that'll be a great event. And then after that, we'll be heading to the CAC.
Awesome. It sounds like it's going to be a great event. Of course, it always is. And like you said, they can sign up for their membership for the $25, and then it's what, $125 for the ticket?
Yes, $25 for a 1-year membership, which includes lots of different things, and then your four copies of the year, a new certificate, very suitable for framing, and you can join for 2 years for $50, 3 years for $75, or for a lifetime for $300. And then a reunion ticket's only $125. And we have a $43 hotel room. So, I mean, it's a very affordable event and a very fun event. It's you go one time, and it's very, very addicting.
Sounds great. Just don't play cribbage with the Destroyer, correct?
Yeah, God bless the Destroyer. I wish he was here. But great news. Frenchie Martin's wife has given me Frenchie Martin. I'm sorry, not Frenchie Martin. Frenchie Andre's Andre the Giant's former
manager,
best friend.
Oh, yeah.
He was like his not mentor. He worked for Frenchie on the ranch and went with him everywhere and did everything with him and, carried his bags, all that kind of stuff. But Andre the Giant had an oversized cribbage board made, and I'll actually have that particular cribbage board for the cribbage tournament, along with a beautiful picture of Frenchie and Andre in a cribbage showdown. So you'll actually get to play on the same cribbage board that Andre played on.
That is awesome. I'd like to thank our guest today, Brian Blair, for joining us to learn more about the Cauliflower Alley Club.
Thank you so much, James, and you can catch me, B.Brian Blair, at Killer Bee 1D on Twitter, or the Killer Bees on Facebook, Brian Blair on Facebook, B.Brian Blair on LinkedIn. I'm all over the place, but if you see me at the CAC reunion, please come say hello, because I want to meet everybody, and I look forward to meeting you and your guests, everybody that will be at the Cauliflower Alley Club, April 29th or the 28th, depending on if we see one match or two matches. Actually, we have rates from the Saturday to the Saturday. So the 28th is actually a Sunday. The 29th is, the 28th is a Saturday. 29th is a Sunday. The 1st is, I'm sorry, I'm a day behind. 28th is a Sunday, 29th is a Monday, the 30th is a Tuesday, May 1st is when Wednesday. So 28th through May 1st. In Las Vegas, Nevada, Gold Coast Hotel. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org. And I appreciate it so much once again, James.
My pleasure. Have a good one, buddy.
You too, brother.